welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be trying to finish my summer TBR. I know I should be able to get through this kind of quickly. I do have one hang up, and that is that one of the books that I have had on my summer TBR is Eris Takes All. And I requested it from my Libby, so from my local library, to do the audiobook, or it may have been the ebook, I cannot remember. But I requested it and it still has the longest wait. The other books though that are on my summer TBR, I either can start soon or have been able to start. So I started the audiobook today for The Wedding People. And so far it is enjoyable, but it's also a bit depressing. I know I've heard other people who have talked about the book make sure to mention that it does have a lot of talk surrounding depression and also miscarriages and infertility. Just so, be aware of that if that is something that may be triggering to you. But the other books that were on the summer TBR were Variation by Rebecca Yarros, and that one I'm pretty sure I have on my Kindle. I have Truly Yours by Abby Jimenez, and I actually own this book now. I didn't own it at the time, but now I do own the physical copy of the book. And then the Rule Book by Sarah Adams, I should be able to get from Libby to read on my Kindle as an ebook. I've seen it on there as being available for quite a while, so I should be able to get that one. With all that said, I actually just colored a little picture while listening to a podcast, because the night that I am recording this is the night that Taylor Swift made her podcast debut on the New Heights podcast with Travis and Jason Kelsey. And wow, that was so fun. As a Taylor Swift fan, we don't get a lot of long form stuff like that from her, so that was very enjoyable. I love hearing her speak just about her kind of private life and her hobbies, mainly because she is a girl like me who delights herself in very simple hobbies like baking and reading and crafting and painting, and those are very much the things that interest me, hence my coloring book. She did announce her newest album, which I am so excited for, and she talked a lot about the Eras tour, which, obviously I am representing right now. I probably should have been listening to my audiobook while I was coloring, but instead I was listening to that podcast. But I did start the audiobook for The Wedding People, and like I said, it's kind of been depressing to listen to. I think there is going to be some moments later on, I'm sure, where we are dealing with that and we're getting through the grief that our main character is going through. But also, as somebody who deals with depression, it's kind of hard to listen to at times, because hearing a character say those things is a little oh, ouch. And my depression is something that I am treating, and is something that I don't really talk about online, but people in my private life, I have kind of tried to be open about it just to be honest. But yeah, some of the things that our main character has talked about kind of struck a chord with me. Not to the same extent, but I'm really intrigued to see where this book goes emotionally and how our main character deals with these emotions. Hopefully healthily, because otherwise, maybe I should not be relating myself to these characters if they could potentially not deal with them in a healthy way. But I think I'm only in chapter 2 so far, so I haven't got to do a ton of reading yet today, and I'm probably not going to get to do a ton tonight, because also on the night that I'm recording this, a new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty came out, so I have to watch that, of course. I just finished up the podcast though that I was listening to while coloring my picture, and I just finished it. This is the first time I tried the little bubble effect, and it turned out so cute. While listening to the audiobook for The Wedding People, I may continue to do some coloring, probably not tonight, but tomorrow, because I'm about to go watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. But I will see you guys here in a little while when I'm actually listening to my audiobook like I probably should be. actually just finished The Wedding People. I know I didn't give any updates while I was listening, but I didn't really know how to give updates without giving spoilers or kind of like ruining some of the like plot points in the story. I feel like this book was a really good story that talks about grief and also depression, and talks about even just like becoming that person that you've always wanted to be and being that person who asks for what they want. I feel like that was a really big part of the story. I feel like that's what we were watching our main character Phoebe do, and watching her become that person who just asks for what they want and is brutally honest with herself as well as other people. We're watching her interact also with all these people that are there at this hotel for a wedding, and her interactions with each person were all so different, but I feel like she took away something from each interaction that she had. And then some of the things that she experienced were just kind of crazy. But again, it was just really beautiful, I guess. I really enjoyed the story. I'm gonna have to think on a rating. I really enjoyed it. Right now I'm kind of thinking somewhere around 4 stars. That was really good. Really beautiful. It's one of those books that I think you could reread and just really gain a lot of introspection, again, on depression, on grief, and just on life and what life is and what it is to live. As well as I feel like there was a lot of commentary on marriage, good and bad, and like good and bad marriages. So I would definitely recommend this book. Again, there is quite a heavy talk on depression, suicide, also just a lot of talk of infertility and miscarriages. So if that is something that you try to avoid in books, just be aware. But I really enjoyed that story. I thought that was very good. Now I have to decide what I'm going to read next. I'm still feeling a little slumpy. As you can tell, I am still coloring. But I did finish, if you want to see, I did finish a couple of pictures. I can't remember if I showed this one. This one is some little ghosties. You know, he's bringing her flowers. And then I did another one. That was a cute little bookshelf, a spooky little bookshelf. I do have a Rebecca Yarros book I could start, and I do have it on my Kindle. Hold on. Okay. I've got Variation by Rebecca Yarros. Now, if I'm going to read this next, I'm probably not going to start it tonight just because it's been a really long day. I've actually had no coffee today, so I think I'm having a little bit of a caffeine headache, and that's also got me feeling really tired. So I might start this tomorrow. It would be nice to read on my Kindle too. So yeah, let's go to this one next. It would be fun to read a Rebecca Yarros book. Let's do this. Honestly, don't really know anything about the book or about the plot. I just know this is I'm pretty sure, contemporary romance. I have read her kind of dual timeline. It's historical romance, but also like military romance. I read The Things We Leave Unfinished by her and really loved that book. Sobbed my eyeballs out reading that book. So I have high hopes and expectations for this one, but maybe I should look at what it's about. Or maybe I should just go in blind. Let's just go in blind. Let's just go in blind. Let's just jump into this book. Again, probably gonna be more like tomorrow that I end up doing it, but I think it'll still be fun. Okay, everybody, I just finished chapter 10, so I'm 10 chapters into Variation, and so far I am really enjoying this. It's kind of everything I love in a romance book so far. We're getting kind of a friends to lovers, second chance, fake dating with a ballerina. Like, that is everything. So this is shaping up to be a really wonderful read so far. I am hooked. I'm ready to see where this is going. We've got some family secrets and all that going on. So I'm enjoying my time, and I'm just gonna keep reading because this is good. This is a good time. Last night I was able to read up to the 45% mark, so I'm almost halfway through the book. I am really liking this. I know I already said that once, but there's so much more happening than just like a romance. We're getting so much from the other characters, and there is kind of this, I won't say mystery element, but like we're still trying to figure out a little bit of like connection between some of the characters, and then there is still that romance that is driving the story forward. And also there is kind of the dance that our main character Allie does. She does ballet. She is a professional ballerina, but she is injured, so she is trying to like rehab and get herself back to a point where she can dance, because there is a big project that they want her to do, and she just doesn't know if she's going to be ready in time. So I am going to keep reading today. I'm absolutely loving it. But since I started this video off mentioning Taylor Swift and all of her announcements, on the day that I'm filming this clip, her site has gone purple. Her website is now glittery purple, and in about an hour, yeah, just over an hour, we are going to be getting some kind of announcement from her, and we don't know what it is. By the time this video goes up, we will know what it is, but I'm still gonna talk about it because I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading while I wait, and in an hour, we will find out what she has to say to us all, because I'm so excited. Everybody. Last night I was able to finish Variation, and I really liked that book. I was kind of surprised by how much I liked it. It is, I think, the first more contemporary of Rebecca Yarros's books that I have read, and I was just very surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Or I guess I won't say I'm surprised, I just wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I really did enjoy reading the Fourth Wing series, or up until where we're at, and I've enjoyed the other one of her romance books which I've read, and I don't know, I just wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this one, but I was very happy with how the book went. I ended up landing on like a 4.25 rating. A 4 didn't seem right, but a 4.5 wasn't exactly where I was at, so I'm just gonna stick with 4.25. So far in this video, we have some pretty high ratings. But now I am going ahead and moving on to my next book, which is going to be an Abby Jimenez book. I'm going to be starting Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is in the Part of Your World series. And the thing is that I have read Part of Your World, but I don't think have I read all of the books in this series? Maybe? I think I might have. I think I have. I think this is the last one in this series I need to read. I've just read them way out of order. But I'm actually going to start it on audiobook because I do still have a few hours left on Spotify to listen to audiobooks. So I'm going to start it on there while I'm doing some cleaning around the house this morning. And then later we're going to head to the library. So yeah, I'm just going to see how much of this I can get into this morning. My husband is outside cutting the grass. My daughter is outside with him. So I've got some time to just knock some stuff out inside and start this book. I do love my Abby Jimenez books, so let's go ahead and jump into this one. Oh my goodness. He's everywhere. I just ran out of hours. I'll have to see what chapter I was on, because I do have the physical book. So I guess I'm going to be reading that from here on out. Okay, so I've got my physical book. I just finished chapter 14 is what it said. Page 121. Okay, I got a decent chunk into this today. So maybe I can actually read my physical book later tonight. Okay, everybody, I just finished yours truly. It did take me a couple of days to get through this one, not because I was having a hard time reading it, but rather because I just didn't have a lot of time to read. I loved this book. Jacob, our main male character, he is a very anxious person, and then Brianna, our female main character, she has dealt with a lot of hurt, and from that has a lot of fear and anxiety and just trauma from her past relationship, as well as her relationship with her father, and just other examples of what people have called love that she has seen throughout her life. And because of that, she seems to be like very untrusting, and they go into a fake dating relationship, which I love fake dating, especially when it kind of leads to this like tension as feelings start to form. And I loved this. I love this so much. They are both ER doctors. My husband is an ER nurse, so it was kind of just fun to read about some of the things that they were experiencing and dealing with, and telling my husband about those because he thought those were enjoyable as well. But seeing how these two characters really care for each other and their issues that they are both dealing with, and seeing how their relationship grows was so incredibly sweet and just beautiful. I love this. This is the last book in this series that I needed to read. Now I only have one more Abby book I need to read, and I also only think I have one book that I don't own, and I've already read that one. So this book was the second one in the Part of Your World series. So I've now read all of these. I think I'm going to land on like a 4.75, maybe a 5-star. We'll see if I need to change that. But right now I'm at 4.75, but I enjoyed all of these so much, and so far I've enjoyed every Abby book that I have read. And now I need to go into my next book off of my summer TBR. So I was actually looking on Kindle Unlimited just the other day, and I found that Eris Takes All was available on Kindle Unlimited. I did not realize it was on there, so I'm going to start Eris Takes All on here, and then we're gonna wait and see if I can get the rule book from Libby. I've seen it on there, and I don't think there's much of a line, but when I did request it the other day, it did say that there was at least a couple people in line, and I can't remember. I think I might have been next in line, but I've got to wait for someone to return the book before I can read it. So we're gonna go into Eris Takes All. If you don't know what this book is about, it's kind of young adult, I believe. We have a teenage girl whose father has left her and her mother and is now getting remarried, and he is taking away her inheritance, and he has quite a substantial amount of money from what I understand. So she is planning to kind of pull off a little bit of a heist during the wedding events and try to get her inheritance back. And that's kind of like her reasoning for showing up to her father's wedding, even though he's, you know,
abandoned her and her mother, and he's trying to take things from her. So we're gonna go into this one. I'm very excited. It seems like it'll be a fun story, and I heard that it is kind of similar to the Inheritance games, or like if you enjoyed the Inheritance games, that you would enjoy this one. So yeah, let's start this.
Okay, everybody, I am now 55% of the way into this book. I'm on chapter 29. My voice is a little scratchy today. Don't really know what's up with that. But I have been reading, and so far, so good. I don't have a ton of substantial thoughts, honestly. I am just kind of going along with the story, wanting to know what it is that our character is trying to... Oh, never mind. That's probably a spoiler. I shouldn't say that. She's in the middle of her heist right now. Again, I'm like halfway through the book, and there have been quite a few bumps that have occurred. And so far, they have been able to kind of get by those pretty smoothly. But this one that we are at currently, it is going to cause quite the hiccup in their heist. So I am ready to see how it is that they are going to do this. This is a great little YA book. I love YA stories just because they are kind of quick. The romances typically tend to be really wholesome and sweet. And right now we are dealing with her ex-boyfriend. We are dealing with a fellow heist member who is pretending to be her current boyfriend. And then there's just a lot of secrets that are being kept. So I want to just keep reading, and we're gonna see what it is that our little thief, our little heiress, has gotten herself into, and whether or not she can get herself out.
By the time this video comes out, this will have already been in the news for like a week, but I was just coloring with my daughter, and I had not been checking my phone because I was just trying to hang out with her, and I check it, and I had a text from my husband. Insert said text. It just says, Swift is engaged. What? So instantly I close out. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? What is happening? What is happening? I go to Instagram, and there it is. There it is. And then I look at my texts, and my friend Melody had texted as well, and I had missed her text because I was trying to just color. Our girl. It is finally happening. Oh my gosh. My voice is like gone. I'm so happy for her. I'm so incredibly happy. She deserves this. I'm so happy. Okay, everybody, again, my voice is hoarse. I am so sorry that you're having to listen to me talk like this. I'm gonna try to make this quick. That way I don't potentially make it worse. But I did just finish Eris Takes All. This was a really fun book. Again, it is YA, and I feel like you can kind of tell it's a young adult story. We do have teenagers performing this heist, but at the same time, it was still really enjoyable, and it's actually part of a series, which I did not realize when I initially put it on my TBR, but I'll have to look into reading the rest of it because that one was really fun. Now I'm going to be moving on to The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, and I actually was able to get it on Kindle from Libby, so I'm going to try to start that tonight. But when I'm recording this clip, it is actually Wednesday again, so we are having another episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty come out, so I need to watch that. We'll see if I have time to actually read tonight or if I'm just going to be watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. If I don't get around to starting the book tonight, I'm going to start it tomorrow, but since it is a romance book, I'm kind of anticipating it won't take me too incredibly long. but I've never read a Sarah Adams book. This will be my first one. I know I'm kind of jumping in the middle of a series with this one, but I don't think they have to be read in order, from what I understand. So I'm gonna start with the rule book either tonight or tomorrow. Oh, and if I didn't say, I don't think I did, I am giving Eris Takes All a 3.75 star rating. I was considering going with 4, but while I enjoyed it, it just wasn't at that 4-star level for me. So 3.75 is where I'm gonna put it. I think right now he is supposed to be kind of this grumpy character, but he's kind of being a jerk. And I think he knows he's being a jerk, but he feels like it's, I don't know, like excusable because of the shared history they have. If you're not aware, this is a football player and his agent, and it's also kind of like a second chance romance because they dated in college. But this is her first client that she has been assigned, and he's her ex-boyfriend from college. So she didn't tell anybody this, but he is very upset with her still over their breakup and how it was that she broke up with him. So he's kind of just being a jerk to her, but he feels like it's acceptable. I don't know about that. Okay, everybody, last night I was able to finish the rule book, and I enjoyed it more than I think I thought I was going to, especially in the first portion. I know I mentioned that the guy was kind of being a jerk and that I didn't really know how to feel about that, but after some of their feelings and grievances with each other were aired out, I feel like the story got a little bit better. And I actually was really enjoying where it was at towards the end and how their relationship was going. So much so that now I think I'm definitely wanting to go back and read the first book in the series, which is The Cheat Sheet. I am thinking I'm gonna be somewhere around like a 4-star rating on this book. Like I really, really liked it, especially when I got towards that ending part. And now I have officially finished all of my summer TBR. Which means, as you can see, I've put out some pumpkin decor. It is now fall. So, in my opinion, it's now fall. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, I know my voice is really froggy and like scratchy right now. Hopefully that will go away soon because I do have some other videos I need to record. And yesterday, Sabrina Carpenter's new album just came out. So this has been a crazy couple of weeks. There has been so much happening, especially in the music world. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I know this was a longer video because I had so much going on in here. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.